Like Jenna, dance has been a really big part of our next guest's life. For him, it's all about street dance. He's won competitions worldwide in the art form, but growing up, he couldn't find a lot of other people into it. So now he's making sure that kids in his hometown of Cleveland have the chance to express themselves through street dance by offering free, comprehensive classes. As Kelly would say, I know, that makes him, you can awe. Yeah. There you go. That makes this next guest a rad human. All right, from 10K Movement, let's welcome Sam. Sam, welcome. Meet Mo and Jenna.
How are you guys? Looking good, looking fresh.
Can you explain to us what 10K Movement is?
10K Movement, in short, is a hip-hop and street dance platform. So basically, don't think of it like a company model or a studio. It's a platform that provides resources. Our goal is to preserve, present, and cultivate authentic hip-hop and street dance through events, performance, and education. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. What drew you to street dance to begin with?
Growing up in the black household, it's just kind of part of the American black household. I mean, growing up after Sunday dinners, belly full of food, you go downstairs, you would do a Soul Train line, and then you watch TV.
That's amazing.
So, you know, it's been a part of everything we do, the way we dress, listen to music. It's a style, it's a lifestyle, culture that I love.
Do you know what Indians do after they eat that much food?
What do they do?
They nap. This is a much better use of movement. I hear that you eventually met a mentor in your journey to dance. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so it's a funny story. So, you know, growing up in Cleveland, and like many other marginalized communities, we would come together, dance, get down, session, any style really, and we would session in Cleveland Heights and just get down in the park. This tall, he was taller than me, might have been like 6'5" or something, tall British guy. He was a brain surgeon at the local hospital, and he was like, hey, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about popping, hit me up. So I linked up with him. He was a mentor to start, and that whole time just training with him, he taught me the basics, the lineage, the history, until, you know, our time was pretty much done, so, yeah. And
he inspired the name 10K, is that right?
He did. So he was a brain surgeon, so brain surgeon hours. I was in college, a broke college kid, so I would have to go over there at like 9 p.m. to his house, and he would take me to his basement, dark, damp, and yeah, it's crazy.
This all sounds really... Go on, I'm waiting for the...
Yeah. So for 3 to 4 years, I was hungry. My goal was to learn as much as I could about street dance and this history and the poppings being such a beautiful dance and street dance. And we would dance from like 9 p.m. to like 3 a.m. sometimes. Wow. And it was just over and over, like just clockwork training. And he went back to his hometown and he was like, hey, I want to give you a dance name. And in a dance community, that's a big thing. It's like you're being knighted in a way, right? So he gave me a name called 10K. And I was like, oh, what's that mean? What's the origins? You're familiar, Malcolm Gladwell talks about the 10,000 hour rule. I was familiar, I grew up as a wrestler with dedication and discipline, but in the dance realm, this just made a lot of sense, how much we were training and everything. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you two, yeah, let's give it up for, that's a cool origin story.
Yeah, thank you.
Did either of you have folks who supported you in your early lives like that, preferably not in a basement?
For me, it was my old teacher. I had an old drama teacher, and I wanted to be, we call it in the UK football, you guys call it soccer here. That was what I wanted to do. But she obviously said to me, she's like, look, you're not very good at football, but you're very good at acting and comedy, and you should pursue that. So yeah, her name's Rory Simpson. She's like the person that is kind of like the reason why I'm here today.
That's amazing.
Jenna, how about you?
Yeah, I had a dance teacher actually who really changed it for me when I was about 13, saw me dancing and found me and gave me a scholarship to dance at their studio. And because of that, it gave me a different style of training, and she really believed in me, and I think that took me from here to like really where I wanted to go. And so I always give her all the flowers. I mean, it was all due to her, like seeing that special thing.
Shout out to all the mentors, honestly. Joining us now is a woman who's been part of the movement since the beginning. Meet Cho. Cho, welcome. This is Jenna, Mo. You, of course, know Sam. Cho, how'd you get involved in 10K movement?
Oh, man. So my first involvement with 10K movement, Sam had called me up. And he was like, yo, Cho, what's good? How you doing? I'm like, oh, well, how are you? And he was just like, great. So I got something for you. I'm trying to build this platform, street dance, hip hop, and I really need your support, and I really would like you to be a part of it. I'm like, okay, bet. Let's do it. Because like we've been in the dance scene with each other, so I kind of gotten a chance to know who Sam was. And so just like, he's a dope dancer and he's asking me to be a part of something he's building? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. And so that's how I got my start.
And Sam, you say that this is as much about bringing change to the city as it is about helping the kids. How so?
Yeah, so when we look at, for example, when we look at some of these dances, they come from these marginalized communities. In Cleveland, Cleveland's an awesome place, I'll say that first and foremost. But it gets depressing, you know, there's gang violence, there's drugs, all types of things. And it doesn't matter what neighborhood you go to across the states, everybody has a story that's like one another, right? So when we look at dances like Bad One, for example, this is the Bad One. People think that's a cool move or something like that, but when we look at moves like that, it comes from either a street dude, his name was Bad One. When he had a good hand, he'd be like, Bad One. And we take that and put that in a dance. A lot of the light feet dancers, they took that and they put that in their dance. You look at the stick-up kids dance. People are like, oh, they're just posing. They look fresh. We are fresh. But this used to be a signal for other gang members. But we're giving them that context to be like, hey, this is where this comes from. But how can we flip it and start to give you the power to tell your own story? So we got to give context for us to move forward. We're not promoting gang violence or anything, but what we're trying to do is give us the history that's being erased nowadays back in our dance so the kids know, like, oh, I have stories that are just like this. How can I flip that and turn it into something else? You can go to any dance studio, you can learn these moves, but are you getting the context? Is your teacher really telling you the history? So that's the difference.
Awesome.
I love that.
So how have you seen 10K movement impact the city?
Well, first and foremost, just the fact that we began in the beginning, like with our like hype video and just our SSDI, which is a summer dance street intensive that we have over the summertime, and just the progression of, okay, I'm doing this, now I'm doing performances. We're branching out into the community with kids, and people are just curious about like, what is 10K movement? And so it's 10,000 hours to your craft. And I can say that Sam has been doing that and been pushing me as well. And for him to see my light and bring that out of me, I'm just like, wow. Because I remember he told me, he was like, besides myself, you're one of my favorite dancers. And I'm like, thank you. Because it was like moments for me where I'm like, I still need more work. I don't know. He was like, Cho, you're dope. Let's go. I'm like, all right. And so just my confidence growing from there, and now teaching after school programs with kids, doing performances, and also now teaching at a studio, Bodega, that's in Queens, students here. I'm just like, okay, like 10K has really pushed me, has really shown me what I have. And so I'm like, I give all that, part of that to Sam, like, thank you for believing in me, like, seriously.
I love that, man. I feel that in here. Incredible. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, Sam, we love everything that you're doing to uplift the kids and culture in Cleveland, so we're giving 10K movement $5,000.
Oh, wow.
We'll be right back.